Well, today everybody, in this video, we're going to be talking about my thumping technique, how I came up with it, where I learned it, how I learned it, and I want to share it with you all, okay? Let's get into it. So in case you're unfamiliar with what thumping technique I'm talking about this one. Yeah, over the last couple weeks, I've been throwing it into my videos pretty heavily, and I'm just very proud of it. And so many of you guys, thank you first off, but so many of you guys have been asking, like, dude, can you please do a tutorial on how you do it and how you came up with it? So we're doing that right now, okay? So with that being said, be sure to like this video. You guys asked for it. I'm here delivering it. If you guys want to really help out the channel, please like the video. It means a lot, okay? And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thank you so much in advance, okay? So let's not waste any time. Let's get on into it, okay? The origins of my thumping technique come from the drum fill from John Bonham's Moby Dick fill. That fill has been stuck in my head ever since, like, give or take 1999 when I first heard Moby Dick. And from then till now, that fill has always been stuck in my head, okay? So how does that pertain to my thumping technique? Well, my thumping technique really works in groups of three, okay? It's kind of a cascading It's a very group of three oriented thumping technique, which is a little bit different than what the normal thumping technique is out there. Another thing that's unique to my thumping technique is, more often than not, it's more of a desired effect rather than having any sort of note quality or note definition. It's very atonal and very clanky and just kind of gnarly sounding, okay? So, looking at camera 2, we got 3 strokes to work with here. We got a down, an up with a thumb, and then the pointer finger in tow behind the upstroke of the thumb, okay? And now my hand is kind of having this kind of circular and forward motion at the same time, okay? So just going back to camera 1 real quick. My hand goes in a forward motion as well as more or less a counterclockwise motion. Together, you put that together, you kind of get this kind of, I don't know, this kind of weird looking thing that I do with my hand, okay? So that's the effect, that's the wrist motion that I'm doing, okay? So looking at camera 2, my first stroke is a downstroke, and my thumb more often than not lands right in between the 7th and the 6th string. Okay, pretty straightforward. Then from there, since now we kind of got it pinched in between these low 2 strings, the next move is to flick up and out with my thumb. So first stroke down, second stroke up. Kind of hard to do it slow because you're like thinking about it, but like, you know, as I just showed, if you just do it, or at least when I just do it, you kind of get the rhythm, the feel, and you don't have to like think as hard. You just kind of like instinctively do it, right? When you're doing your upstroke with your thumb, you kind of want to flick up and out at the same time because you want to get that second stroke to pop. You know, you want it to have some force behind it. And another reason why you want to flick it up and out away from your body is because your pointer finger is the next guy in the fight. So if you look just right here, down, up and out, and then my pointer finger is next in tow, okay? So speaking on the pointer finger just does an ever so slightly little scratch. It's not a drastic giant like flick because the wrist and the arm is doing the motion. The pointer finger is just like kind of just doing a little tiny scratch ever so slightly, okay? Looking at camera 2, all together, I'll try to do it as slow and as clean as possible, and I'll gradually build up steam and build up speed here, okay? That's the desired effect that I like to create, and then when I'm doing my thumping, that's the overall sound that I like. And again, as it pertains to John Bonham, see where it comes from now? And that's the main gist of it. What sounds really, really cool is when you get it up to speed. It almost sounds like a Tom Morello like slapback delay, like at the beginning of that song Cochise, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Like that helicopter type of sound. When you get this thing up to speed, it sounds pretty gnarly. It sounds like I said, like a weird desired effect. Sounds pretty wild, right? So that's pretty much how I'm doing it, man. Now I know a lot of thumpers like to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4 with the middle finger. That's also something you can work on too. I personally like 3, but if you want to do 4, you can do that as well. I personally like 3 better. I really, really like that sound a lot. So that's pretty much how I do my thumping, man. Yeah, it's not necessarily like the traditional way people thump. I do it for an effect rather than note definition and note quality. I mean, if I did like my triplet thumping right now and I'm holding down a note, you can certainly do that. But like, I don't know, I just, the effect itself is cool enough for me, you know what I'm saying? So, be kind to yourself, practice, but don't do what I do and practice it to death, because if you notice, my little pointer finger has a little blister on it, and it hurts really, really bad. But, you know, I got a really cool effect and something that I think is rather unique. Not too many people, you know, I didn't invent thumping, don't get weird, but like, a lot of people do the thumping like, you know, the animals as leaders and stuff. I just like it because it just sounds gnarly and it sounds like a helicopter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's cool enough. So, yeah, I feel like my thumping is just a little unique and a little left of center for the time being. I'm still working on it myself, but yeah, that's what I'm using it for and how I'm doing it, okay? All right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope this was cool. I had a lot of fun making it. And yeah, just had fun hanging out with you guys, okay? All right, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy, stay metal. See you guys next time. Later.